What's the dumbest misunderstanding you've had with a student? I was teaching a high school biology class about genetics, a topic I personally love. It was a regular day, and we'd reached the part about dominant and recessive traits. I decided to use eye color as a relatable example, explaining carefully that brown eyes are genetically dominant over blue eyes. I thought it was pretty clear, and most students were nodding along. Then Jake raised his hand, looking genuinely curious. He asked, totally serious, "So does that mean people with brown eyes are better than people with blue eyes?" I laughed softly, thinking he was just messing with me, and responded lightly, "No, dominant just means that the trait masks the recessive one. It has nothing to do with being better." The class moved on without further confusion, or so I thought. The next morning, the principal called me into his office first thing. I was surprised because I hadn't had any issues recently. When I walked in, Jake's parents were already there, visibly upset and staring daggers into me. The dad looked especially irritated, arms crossed, and the mom just looked ready to explode. Before I could even ask what was going on, Jake's mom burst out, "How dare you tell our child that brown-eyed people are superior and should dominate blue-eyed people?" The dad quickly jumped in with, "We know exactly what dominant means. You're spreading some kind of eye color discrimination in class?" I stood there shocked, utterly bewildered at how quickly everything had escalated. My heart was pounding, and I could feel the heat rising to my face as I scrambled to calmly clarify. "That's absolutely not what I said or meant. Dominant and recessive are strictly genetic terms about which traits appear, not about superiority or inferiority." But they weren't buying it. The dad was persistent, shaking his head and repeating, "We know what dominant means. You can't fool us." The mom chimed in passionately, insisting I owed them and Jake an apology for promoting what she termed eye color supremacy. I was starting to feel genuinely panicked, not sure how to resolve this bizarre misunderstanding. Thankfully, the principal, calm and composed as always, stepped in. He pulled up the official curriculum guide right there on his computer screen. "Here, let me show you exactly what's being taught," he said firmly. He patiently walked them through the entire genetics section, carefully explaining every detail, and even got up to draw a quick Punnett square on the whiteboard. He pointed at the squares, clearly illustrating how dominant and recessive genes worked. Even then, Jake's parents seemed skeptical, still glancing suspiciously between me and the board. Finally, just when it felt like the tension couldn't get any thicker, Jake sheepishly piped up from his chair in the corner. He looked up nervously and quietly admitted, I might have misunderstood a little. I was texting someone during class and probably missed some of the explanation." There was a moment of stunned silence. Then Jake's parents turned their frustrated gaze from me directly onto Jake. I felt relief flood through my body as they immediately launched into a heated lecture about his irresponsible phone habits and classroom distractions. Jake's dad dramatically took away his phone right there, pocketing it as Jake looked on miserably. As they finally prepared to leave, the mom paused briefly. She looked directly at me, gave me a small apologetic smile, and quietly whispered, "Just between us, I still don't think brown eyes are better than blue," and winked playfully. The principal offered me an amused but sympathetic glance as they exited, closing the door behind them with a definitive click. The entire encounter had been surreal, almost like something straight out of a sitcom. I walked back to my empty classroom, breathing deeply and replaying the scene in my mind.